Today, we are going to show you a step-by-step frog dissection. Yes, frog dissection. Frogs are the animals that belong to the class Amphibia, commonly known as amphibians. Amphibians both live on land and in water. Sometimes they live in water only before they are fully grown. Also, frogs have moist skin that water can pass in and out of, and most of them spend their life in the water. The name amphibian means literally both life. Why do we dissect frog? As it turns out, a frog dissection, like other complex animal dissections, reveals enough about how our bodies work to be valuable. Meaning to say the presence and positions of all organs found in a frog is similar enough to a person to be able to provide insights into the internal working of the human body. Also, frog dissection is one of the best ways to learn about amphibian anatomy and to see how all parts fit together inside its body. Frogs are smaller animals and can be raised quickly for laboratory work. For the first part of frog dissection, we have the external anatomy. So in order to study the external anatomy of a frog, we have to make sure that our frog is right side up so that we can see clearly its face. The second one is we have to focus on its eye, identify. And there is a membrane that serves to moisten the eye, which is called the nictitating membrane. And the third step is we have to identify the tympanic membrane or the eardrum, which is located behind each eye. And the last is we have to find the external nerves or nostrils. In the picture, it is clearly shown the different external part of a frog, which are the tympanic membrane or the eardrum, the nictitating membrane, the external nerves or nostrils. For the fifth steps, we have to find the digits, which are like fingers on both the fore and the hind limbs. And the last step is we have to determine if our frog is a male or female by looking the innermost finger of the forelimb. In the picture, you can see the big difference between the innermost finger of the forelimb between the male frog and the female frog.
Mouth. First, pry open the mouth. Use the scissors to cut the corner of the mouth where the maxilla, upper jaw, and the mandible, lower jaw join together. Second, find the tongue and pull it up. Third, feel the maxillary teeth that are along the rim of the upper jaw. Notice that the only upper jaw has teeth. Fourth, locate the glottis. It is a slit opening for the voice box on the floor of the mouth. Fifth, find the esophagus at the rear of the mouth.
Part C. Internal Anatomy. This is where the dissecting begins. Use your tools carefully and wisely. If you're unsure about the direction, just ask. Incision 1. Skin vertical. Place your frog on its back and pin it to the dissecting tray. Second one. Lift the frog skin with the forceps between the rear legs. Third one. Make a small cut through the lifted skin with a scalpel. This is a starting place for the scissors. Take care to cut only the skin. Fourth, use the scissors to continue the incision up to midline all the way through the frog's skin. Fifth one, stop cutting when your scissors reach the frog's neck.
The next is incision 2, skin horizontal. Use scissors to make sideways incision in the skin. The first incisions are made between the front legs. The next incisions are made just above the rear legs. Be careful to only cut the skin, not the muscle. Incision 3, separate skin. Pick up the flap of skin with the forceps. Use a scalpel to help separate skin from the muscle layer below. After you've opened the flaps of skin, pin them to the dissection tray.
First step. Repeat the incision. This time, through the abdominal muscle, you will find it easier to begin the vertical incision by lifting the muscle layer with the forceps. Do this between the rear leg of the frog. Second, make a small cut with the scalpel. Third step. Using the scissor, continue incision up the midline to a point just below the front leg. Fourth, don't cut too deeply. The muscle is thin it is easy to damage the organs underneath.
Number 5.
Cut through the chest bone when you reach the point just below in the front legs. Turn the scissors sideways so that you only cut through the bones in the chest. Be careful that you don't cut too deep. This should prevent damage to the heart or the other internal organs. Number 6. When the scissor reach a point just below the frog neck, you have cut far enough.
Incision 6. Muscle horizontal. Make the horizontal incisions. Just as you did with the skin, make a sideways incisions in the muscle with the scalpel. Make the first incision between the front legs. The next incision is just above the rear legs. Again, be careful you don't cut too deeply. Muscle separation. Separate the muscle flaps from the organs below. Pull back and hold the muscle flaps with the forceps. Use the scalpel to separate the muscle from the organ tissue. Pin the muscle flaps back far enough to allow easy access to the internal organs.
We are now ready to explore the frog's anatomy. To make out exploration easier, we will look on the organs on 4 different layers, beginning in the liver and the heart layer. As we get deeper into the frog's anatomy, we will reveal new layers. Liver. When we put back the muscles and skin, the first organs we can see is the liver and heart. The liver is large brownish organ covering the most of the body cavity.
Heart. You should be able to see the heart in layer 1. It is a small triangular shaped organ between front legs just above the liver. The frog's heart has 3 chambers. The picture shows only the lower chamber of the heart. Can you find all 3 of them? These 3 chambers includes 2 atria and a ventricle. The right atrium receives blood, deoxygenated blood from the veins. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood have tendency to mix within the ventricle that is responsible for pumping blood. How many chambers does your heart have? Our heart has 4 chambers, 2 in the right and 2 in the left. Layer 2, intestines. Reveal layer 2. The heart and the liver hide some of the organs below them. Use the forceps and the probe to pick up the liver and reveal layer 2. Layer 2 includes the gallbladder, the stomach, and the small intestine.
Gallbladder. Examine the gallbladder. Under the liver, we see a small greenish sac. This is what you call the gallbladder. You might also see it by separating the right and middle lobes of the liver. The gallbladder can be hard to find. The gallbladder stores the bile produced by the liver, and its function is to break down fats and oils. Next is the stomach. Examine the stomach. The stomach looks like a sac on the frog's left side, which is on your right. It is a large firm organ. The stomach of a frog stores food and mixes it with enzymes to begin digestion.
Small intestine. Examine the small intestine. The small intestine is a long, folded, tube-like organ that is posterior to the stomach. It is similar in color to the stomach, but is smaller in diameter. Layer 3. Reveal the layer 3. Remove the liver to see the organs on layer 3. It is easier to remove liver if you remove the gallbladder and heart at this time. So, place the organs to the side but is still in the dissection tray.
Lungs. Take a close look at the lungs and pancreas. Lungs are very difficult to locate in a preserved frog. They are at the anterior end of the body cavity on either side of the heart. We may need to remove the lungs and place them on the tray as well. Pancreas. You can see the pancreas without lifting the stomach and intestines with the forceps. Pancreas is a thin yellowish ribbon. The intestines are held in place by thin transparent tissue called the mesentery.
So now, let's move on to female frog. If you have female frog, you need to remove ovaries before you can see layer 4 and place the organs in the tray. And before you can see the layer 4, you need to remove the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and pancreas and place it on the tray.
Spleen. Examine the spleen. Locate the spleen in the male frog. It is a small, round, reddish organ. It is a little more difficult to find the spleen in a female frog. Male kidneys. The kidneys are elongated, brownish-colored organs found in the lower parts of the frog's abdomen. The kidneys Y are situated on each side of the middle of the frog just underneath the testes X. Female kidneys are located in the same place but can only be seen after removal of the ovaries and oviducts.
So, those are the steps on how are we going to dissect frogs. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you.